Welcome everyone to Wednesday Night Collision. It's Tony Ortiz here, and we have a treat for you guys, the Living Seed, week number 3 for this month. There's so much wacky stuff going on. We'll get to it as we play, but we have Nobody War versus Drinks Blue for you guys tonight, and I'm very excited to see this pop off. I don't know if we've got a countdown up yet, but that'll get going soon. And I'll just go over a few things while we get that all rolling. We're gonna need to find Umaro to get anywhere towards the end of the game, and we're also going to have some other interesting things where every chest is empty. All of our shops are free, but only 20% of their contents are shuffled. And there's a few other things that we'll cover as we go, but those are the big things there. Atma is the base setting here. So for skip, we're going to need our normal 9, 12, or 22. And we've got some other fun things that we're going to see as we go here. Countdown is underway, so we'll be kicking off in about 90. Let's, oh yeah, love the Wu-Tang's background. Make it a return. What is Glue got going on over here? Little race action? Okay. All right. And let's see, what else do we have? There are a couple things. The enemy cap is a little bit higher, level 50. The scaling is also dialed back down to 2 from 2.5, or the yield, I'm sorry, is down to 2 from 2.5. So we got about 60 seconds here before we get underway.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I'm Saberwolf. I'm working in the background. I'll try not to talk as much as I can. I'm still fighting laryngitis, and of all things I had to do today, I did field day for my first grader and kindergartners. So, yeah, whatever voice I had left earlier today, it's gone now. So I'll try to chip in as much as I can to give Tony some help.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. I get it. I got plenty of oxygen I can waste, so let's see here.
Oxygen not needed. That's a game.
Yep. Blue's going to scroll through the flags here. So if you're really quick, you can kind of see some of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, the big one is, where in the world is Umaro? Of course, we could just start with him.
Yeah, that's true. It's completely random, so it's either going to be that or a priority on checks that we can peek, so maybe we can find him. And maybe not even pick him up right away, but we're about to kick off here. And
yeah, I got left stream delay.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. All right, and there you go. 69 bigger to everybody. Ooh, nice starting party here. Free checks available, 2 of them, and technically 3. You don't have to take any encounters on lock or Saban's checks. You can just not open chests and equip your Moogle Charm. Ooh, an ammo weapon right away. Okay, well,
yeah,
might not come into play unless we find some eggs. But if we do find some eggs,
are available as rewards, so they are out there. Ooh, Mega Elixirs for free. There we go.
Yep, X potions, bags. Yeah. So one of the good things about all the stuff being free and not shuffled is that you're going to find the healing stuff right away, and also you get rewarded for actual knowledge. Ooh, okay.
So throw one of the abilities, and we literally found a shop that has all throwables.
Yeah. Yeah, so this shop in the vanilla game is after quite a bit. You know, you already have the whole river sequence completed, the South Figaro, all the cutscene stuff, your party's rejoined. But you don't have Shadow, right? So, like, you finally come back to this shop, and you have Shadow with you after you complete all that stuff. Maybe. So, like, you know, if you don't lose them. But you can take them all the way, I think, to the Zozo cutscene, or like right before you fly to the Southern Continent, where the Empire, all the Empire stuff takes place in balance. So, throwables there. Oh, got some relics. Okay, nobody can take a... I don't know if this is intentional. He's going to take a grind. I'm assuming it is, because he's got the throwables. Yeah, I like it. See what's here. You gotta come through here anyway to grab your item. Warp stones. Only problem with the Basker is the sneeze, so somebody's not gonna get EXP. So not the best fight, but may as well take it. Let's see what we've got on the rock check here. Give us a little wink. Where's Glue gonna go? Offering or
Oh,
Ragnarok? Ooh,
offering
okay.
for the
I'd take
ammo
this.
weapon.
Yeah, probably. The thing is, you might want to take the Ragnarok now because it boosts stats, and you can always come back and grab that other piece if you find Terra. But you might not find her, so it's a tough call. This fight's way better, but you kind of want... I think you want a fire scheme for this. You pick any throwable. So yeah, I'm going to take a run here.
So, Nobody Ward decided not to sync his tracker, so that's fun. From my end.
Gotta make it a little tougher on us. It's no problem.
yeah, I'll try to hang in there for him. Oh, out, no, run.
Warp stone? Warp stone? Okay, we're running it. Ooh, sniper sights? That actually might come in handy with the ammo weapon there.
Yeah.
A couple bosses that I would normally just evade, or take, not be able to be hit, can be hit now. Okay, I like this. Searching right away, see what his boss is, get some info.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, unfortunately, neither one of those schemes are going to do some damage.
No.
Nobody just... you could add a weakness with that debilitator, though. That is possible.
Yeah, that's next level thing in there.
Yeah. I think this is guaranteed to hit. With all,
Earth. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So unfortunately, there's 8 different elements, and I don't believe that fire is excluded if the enemy's already weak to fire. So you're kind of rolling a 2 out of 8 here, so 1 and 4 to add one of the 2 elements we got.
25% chance is not bad. Pearl. Well,
We'll do with the swag landing in the corner. Love it. With Fiero there, he's gonna grab. I grab a running shoes just in case, but I hope he doesn't think that those are gold hairpins. He grabbed a bunch of Gale hairpins.
Oh no!
Ooh.
I do not want my weakness changed, Setzer.
Yep. So Blue has picked up Shuriken now. Those would work here. Might be time to bail on this for nobody.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that's 120 seconds of those characters being unable to act. He did get the weakness on the lightning, so I guess he'll try to see this through. Luckily, lock not frozen.
Yeah, I mean,
only way to
unfreeze... just getting that just in time. Hey!
Yeah. Okay, nice. Very nice. The only way to get out of that status is to cast a fire spell on the person that has it, or with a time limit. So not ideal. There's a lot of things you can't actually aim at your own party. Throwing a multi-targeted scheme or edge is one of those things. You can throw shurikens at yourself. All right, what are we gonna get here? Oh, didn't see what the Esper was. A little lag there from Nobody War side, but I'm sure we'll see it in the menu at some points. Okay, I like this from Glue. You got Sabin. Take your grinds while you're checking, if you can.
I mean, we have the
we got lightning. He's also got fire as well. So.
He found the fire one, yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, he's got fire and shurikens, so this is looking good. Another reason to maybe not take the offering is we have a noise blaster and a tools user. So in theory, you could get one if you walk by the... I believe the MIB chests are still there, but everything else is empty.
So the man-eaters that Nobody War bought, those are interesting because if you fight against humanoid targets, it'll do extra damage. So
yeah, and you can throw them. So
and it works on Kefka, by the way.
Yeah, there's a lot of enemies that count as human. He found warp stones though, so this is going to be a warp out.
Yay!
If it was just a level 50 by itself, you could revivify it, but I don't know if we found those yet. Love for Nobody War to check his skills so we can see what Esper that was, but I might have missed that. This fight's not good, but with the throwing, it could be okay. Let's see here. Unfortunately, we don't have any good tools to do damage. Oh, okay, yeah, he's got it. At this low level, you could lose a party in that turn cycle. Shield's a nice one to find. That's instant death for phase 1 of Final Kef. In a pinch. All right, now nobody's got everything stabilized. It's got the throwing going. Okay, he got a fire rod off that fight, which is nice, and he learned some spells. So there's definitely some decent spells on the Esper that he found in the sky. I like going to lock check next. You can take fights here. You can heal for free. Where's Glue gonna go? Waterfall? Nope. Gonna check Phantom Train. Ooh, ninjas. That's a whammy. Could kill him. The problem is if he doesn't, and they get a turn, they're gonna throw their own stuff. Yeah, that's not good.
Guys, I've lost all audio. I don't know why. It just happened to just drop, so I'm working on it.
Might have hit with that stream delay that we had from Nobody War's side.
No, I don't have either
Glue
one
also take set out. Didn't like the reward. Must have been an item that wasn't useful. In the Atma pool, the high tier items are it's a much wider pool, and there are many more not as useful items. They're still somewhat usful, but they're not anywhere as useful as the Moogle Cup stuff. So like Moogle Cup is very, very narrow. It's like eight items. They're all pretty quality outside of the occasional fixed dice when you don't really want them. But you can always sell them for high value. So that's one good thing. The problem is in this particular living seed, everything's free in the shop, so we don't really need to sell anything. So there's no reason to keep an item that you're not going to use. Okay, got us. Not what we want to see, but gonna throw some stuff, I would assume. Throwing an enhancer. Okay. This is the most I've seen a debilitator used in my entire time watching this. Oh. Yeah, just gonna reset. I like it. Nobody might be having some internet issues. It happens. Oh, there we go. He's back. Okay, yeah, some technical stuff on our side just for the audio. To get the audio back, we got to do some resetting there. Okay, nobody gonna take a grind here. Okay, this is a great fight because we've got flying enemies. Flying enemies are usually weak to lightning. And, I don't know what kind of... Okay, there's Fire 3 on somebody. I don't know what kind of stat ups we're working with here because we did not see what the Esper gives. Espers are not guaranteed to give stat ups in the Atma series settings, so it is kind of up in the air. We're getting stat increases or not. Sometimes you want to hold off leveling if you can, but you also want to be able to get bosses down. Okay, let me check the Sabin cutscene here. We're going to check what the cost is on... What's up with... Oh. We're going to reset as well. He's just... It looks like he's just looking for the character chain. I actually don't mind this strategy. Okay, and here we come with the Fortis again. Bolt Edge. Yep. Machinery, weak to lightning. Unfortunately, don't have enough levels yet or enough magic to magic power to make that one shot. But Locke's got that running shoes on, so I mean, your best offensive character having haste early game, pretty nice. Glue might have already had running shoes, maybe that's why he didn't pick them up in Figueroa's Relic store. Okay, he's gonna go back and buy some more enhancers. Usually that's a really nice thing to have, especially if you're gonna do some magic damage. Locke should be able to equip that guaranteed, so I'm sure he's got one on Locke, and maybe he had an extra one. That's what he threw. So maybe want to grab a couple more. Gonna go for the can check. This is probably his... Well, he's got Daryl's Tomb, I think, which is also another good option. Definitely want to check Phoenix Cave last. Okay, so we got Tri-Touch over there. Hopefully we'll get a look at Nobody War's Esper situation. Oh. Yep, little lag from him again. I blame Jeff Bezos. Okay, so what do we have here in the can check? Kefka after Narsh. Shadow. Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting for sure. So Glue's going to take... Okay, so we got Ice. Let's see what the other... So no stat up there. Couldn't quite see what was on the other Esper. So Glue's going to take this. He's going to have another free check. He's going to have a very good check in the Veld Cave, which is nice. Get to take a free look at some other shops that are like kind of completely out of your way on the end of the map that you don't really want to go to. Oh, he's gonna not bother with the skip. He's just gonna go right in and take these fights. Okay, interesting. Garm Commando, not the best, but not that bad. This is a little bit later in the enemy pool, so you get a little bit more EXP and magic points than you would from the very, very beginning of Narsh enemies. Okay, looks like he's just taking the one. Because all those green guys are going to be the same fight, so if you want to, take one, see if it's something really good, like a Test Rider or, anything like that, you can then just go ahead and run back up here to the safe spot and go ahead and take the skip. Nice skip. And we got dueling bosses. Ooh, the triplets on this side. And okay, Storm Dragon. So the dragons are mixed into the pool of bosses. That's interesting. I did not see that when I was perusing through. But another good thing about Storm Dragon, weak to lightning. So throwing some bolt edges. All right, Shuriken's here, going to get Curly down first. You always want to get rid of him. He reses the other two. So unfortunately, I haven't found any tools.
Grayson subverted. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think it's Larry in the... Is it Larry in the back? Yeah. So he is actually invulnerable to instant death. So things like other random statuses work on him. We were able to turn him around with the Noise Blaster. Might actually cause him to ice himself, though, which would heal him. Chucking those man-eaters. All right. 50 magic points on blue side. He's going to learn a bunch of spells here. Force Armor from the Storm Dragon. Those drops are not shuffled. Let's see what the reward is. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's Shadow. But he might... Let's see what the actual reward is, which is going to be in Shadow's free spot. Definitely going to go there next. Tridazer. Is that going to work? Because that's all three elements. Yeah, that's going to heal. Unfortunately, it does lightning, fire, and ice. It's not Elementalist. You're looking for Meduin on that front to do shock level, ultimate level, non-elemental magic damage.
Yeah, one of the other.
Yeah, Bahamut as well, yes. Yeah. So all those.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're racing, though, sometimes you just go for stuff and hope it... Oh, Golem. Okay, that's really nice. Now we got true stage 3 skip there. That's going to be important. And that's Colt, so that's definitely a check that Glue might just not bother to do. That could be huge. That could be, if you don't find the right magic, that could be minutes, 2 to 3 minutes saved on the end fight, depending on how wrong things go on stage 3. Again, no stat up, but it has slow 2. That might come up. I think the Esper that Nobody War got off of the Sky has to be in like one of the first 6 or 7, because when we look at his Esper menu, nothing new is there in the bottom 2/3 of the menu. So not a great summon, but it could have really good spells on it. He has somebody
not
with
a great boss
player 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glue already ran into this and noped out. Way more doable when you have more levels and a bunch of extra stuff. Oh, he has life 3. Okay, so that's actually... if Glue finds that as well, he'll be okay for the stage 3 skip. Just might be a little bit slower.
Yeah, magic damage, not really great again, so I'm going to... my voice is gone. Bye.
Yeah, the water is pretty intense here. If you if you're rolling up your own seeds and you don't want to see this rapid water, you can actually turn the visual settings to most, which is the maximum setting to reduce the flashing and all sorts of motion stuff, and it will really, really slow down that waterfall stuff in the back to make it a little bit easier on your eyes. I usually opt for that myself. But I like the continent play here from Glue. You have Shadow. He was in a spot that a lot of us tend to avoid, and you're going to want to find characters no matter what, so you may as well follow the path to more characters. And this is probably a better play than Phoenix Cave, just because you're going to get a bunch of XP as long as you can survive all this, instead of just a one dragon fight. And again, you could get lucky. You could spike a couple extra espers here. You could get, maybe some stat sticks, some good armor, some decent relics off of the other two or off the check in the middle. The character check, their character can be the first check or the third check or both. So in a seed where you want to find a character, this is actually a way higher value check than it would be normally. Well, the reason a lot of runners tend to avoid the floating continent is just because it's so slow. There's all this stuff up in the front that you have to fight your way through, and you can't skip any of this. You have to get through to the middle to be able to jump out, and then if you want to come back, it's a even bigger waste of time. So you really have to commit to this thing, as opposed to say something like Dream, which is also 3 checks, but it's very, very, very fast compared to this. All right. Got us down. That's pretty good. You can throw that Excalibur later.
Yeah, but the level scaling you have on Floating Continent, way more levels, especially in a slow progression one like this. Gonna give you help.
Yeah, and our cap's higher, so our runners could definitely run into some trouble later when stuff caps level 50 instead of 40, and they're still looking for all the stuff that they need to actually, go ahead and beat the game. Gonna chuck some lances. Ooh, Gao. Okay. So that opens up a whole different arc of character checks and progression here. I'm assuming Nobody War is going to follow that, looking for Amaro. Gao is also going to come with dried meat here, so all he's got to do is just leave Gao out of the party. Yep, real nice. Can literally just take off the Moogle Charm because he's already right here. This check deposits you directly onto the Veld. And take an encounter, and just hope that none of the enemy groupings that we found earlier that suck pop up. Oh, that's not that bad. All right, looks like Glue's gonna get through here, and got one more boss fight coming. Or actually, he's on the first boss fight. So we got 2 boss fights here. Ooh, train in vain. No suplex for you. But looks like the undead bid is on, so that's going to be a free boss. Oh, no, it's not. Maybe Glue couldn't remember and he just went for it.
Well, when it's more of these random kind of setups, you sometimes just have to shoot for the moons, you hope it helps.
Yeah. So that's a really unfortunate, basically train right there. Double imp, double darkness. So I don't know if we have green cherries. Probably not, because they would have been used. Oh, Celeste. Wow. Okay. So that's actually not great.
My girl.
Yeah. She's a great character. It's not great for finding Umaro. Or potentially not great, because if she has the opera is slow, she does have a free check. Hopefully that's where the character is. She might not have a character at all, and Shadow might be the required way to go. Since we're on a complete split here. But the only character check in the factory area is all the way at the back, and that's really not something you want to do without Magitech in your party to make it really worth it. It's, again, kind of like Continent. It's very long, has this on-rails auto-scroller fight at the end bit here, and a couple extra bosses. Ooh, Atlas Armlets. Nice. That's going to help out the shuriken throwing and the other weapon throwing. As well as if we find a swingable weapon that's any good. Only one we've seen so far.
Sorry. Double string.
Ragnarok. Okay, yeah, maybe. I didn't. Okay, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, if you just lay down your tracks. I was trying to think of another train music pun, but that's the best I can do. I was not prepared for this.
Percy and Thomas went to the station and met Drinks Glue.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Maybe we just wanted to do more Final Fantasy VII cutscenes, so we needed extra trains. And, okay, no character over here. Just an Esper. Behind Celeste. That's not great. Again, you really want to find the character off of her and not have to go through some of this longer stuff. Remembering to re-equip Moogle Charm, that's good. Nice thing, don't have to open any of these chests, there's nothing in them, so. I'm wondering if it's just the train that can appear multiple times, or if it's any boss. Alright, so no character up front. I don't know how Glue's feeling right here. I would not be excited. Okay, Unicorn. That's semi-useful. I believe that casts Remedy on the party. Would have been nice to have in the last fight. When he got double dart and double int.
So about that B dash that nobody was using earlier.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that, but definitely that's gonna come up. Ooh. To be fair, I actually did not realize that it was the super speed dash like I've seen in other.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy
because you already have we already have sprint automatically on. It's going to be dash on top of that. So yeah. So you got the sprint shoes automatic speed, and the dash on top of it, so you're double the speed.
Yeah, so sprint shoes double it, then you get doubled again. So
yep. So quad.
Interesting.
Interceptors wearing sprint shoes. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah. Okay. Zone Seek there on Nobody War side. So that's again another decent summon for especially for the end game.
By the way,
stage 4.
By the way, Glue X zoning out the middle one because that one cannot be a character, so he doesn't even want to bother with it.
Yeah, just deleting the NPC to not have to fight the boss and not have to even see what the item check is. So I think he thinks he can beat the game with what he has. Maybe a little bit more grind, and doesn't need to take that fight. There's other places to grind. You get some force fights here as well. Ooh, gotta be careful with the phase. Should be able to fire Skeen and okay. No, we were finally finding some warp stones. That's good. Oh, and he's also realized the the dash at the same time, so that's gonna be fun to talk about afterwards if we okay. Oh, very nice. So that's the thing you have to be careful about with those head flying enemies. They have the and also these guys, they zombify. But Blowfish does 1,000 damage no matter what. It always, I think it has 100% accuracy, and it always does 1,000. So we don't have over 1,000 HP. Very, very lethal to any of our characters. Does Glue have? Okay, he's got 3. That's good. Oh wow. Okay, huge. I don't know if this is a huge roll of dice or just a massively smart calculated risk, but we're going into Phoenix Cave. Definitely does not want to check can. Does not know that. Shadow is there. Okay, that had a plus to some stat. I couldn't see what it was so fast. There's an HP Esper. Again, couldn't see what the percentage was. I think it was 30.
And apparently nobody doesn't want to do Dragon because he's got his teams backwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a character, so we know that, and it could be any boss, I guess.
Yeah.
Since dragons are rotated in, so I'm assuming that other bosses are rotated into that pool. But this check is long, and you don't want to make it longer. So I think I understand. Again, with what we've got, throw is pretty powerful. Atmo weapon's decent. It's a little dangerous, though, again, because higher enemy cap, so the higher we level, the higher the scaling is going to go up and max out at. But with an offering Atmo weapon, if you want to commit to that, your combat's pretty much solved for the end game. And then he's got a stage 3 skip. He's got Shoat for stage 1 instant death as well, and probably got some other good spells. Fire 3 is on the docket as well. That's going to motor us through quite a bit. So the only thing that we really want to make sure that we're completely safe now is Mute. Because without Mute, all sorts of weird things can happen. Another nice thing to have would be Ice 3 to make sure that the Tiger Head goes down as fast as possible. That can really send your run, your boss run at the end south if the wrong spells get cast and the wrong status effects hit. Okay, saving a different slot here. Nope, full commit. All right. But the bonus 69 Vigor is actually going to help out quite a bit with the Atmo weapons damage. Everything in the game except for Valiant Knife really wants strength. And even Valiant Knife benefits from it to some degree, but the 69 is about half of the maximum, a little bit more than half the maximum, which is 128. And if you can fill that up, well, there's one Yeti, but it's not the Yeti we're looking for.
That is
So
not our Yeti. And
yeah.
he did the dragon, actually. He did the overlap.
Yep. And the man-eater will do the extra damage here. Amaro is technically humanoid, so bang. Oh. Debilitator on Setzer again. I think that might have been a missed input.
And being ice now, so I guess the Yeti's now afraid of the cold. Yeah, Yeti's afraid of the cold now, so that's fun.
Yeah, don't really need to add a weakness here. You can just throw, but may as well take advantage of it. So the key thing about tools, especially in this set of settings, is that typically you're relying on good tools to show up from fully randomized shops, or at least like shops that have items that get shuffled in from other item shops and so on. The problem is with only 20% of those items randomized, only certain shops have tools in them, and we just haven't been able to go to any of the ones that would most likely have tools. So if we found Edgar, though, we'd probably want to go check his free check, and then that would give us a shop that has a few tools in vanilla. A lot of the other shops we're looking for are kind of like out of the way, and we just haven't been lucky enough to roll into any good tool that's usable for offense. Even Bioblaster can do some work because there's some enemies in the game that are weak to poison, and they're really annoying, like Punababa and...
That's our mute. We just got Siren.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, so nice play from Nobody. He's just got to find Umaro now, and he's pretty much set. Should be smooth sailing. As long as you play that end-game fight correctly. With all these tools, shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, definitely still fading Can. I mean, what we'll see as well is if Can's forced or not. Because it looks like there's 100% HP Esper. That would be nice if we had a VK. It's okay on the Atma user, but doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things once you get over 2,000 HP, which I'm sure we're probably going to get to. Even if we have to take a little bit of grind before going to the end, you really don't want to go into Kefka too low level. You won't be able to survive things like Goner or, other random nukes.
I'm just going to throw this out. I'm just going to throw this out to the community real quick. If somebody can retime the average time it takes to get through these dungeons with B-Dash, I'd be internally grateful for that.
Yeah, it's not a simple calculation of just cutting it in half, because it's also way harder to control the movement, as you can see.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
people running by
the walls all the time.
Yeah, I mean, if you constantly play with this, you'll get used to it and probably get those inputs down and precise. But when you're not used to it, it's a little unwieldy. I recall watching the Final Fantasy V career day run at FFR a couple weeks ago with Fiery Blizzard playing, and that B dash was on, and it's the same thing. It's like 4x speed. It's super hard to control.
Yeah, but we'll say I am getting a brand new esports controller on Friday, so I hope it works.
Yep. We got the Crane Boys mysteries being solved on the left side here with Nobody War. Oh baby, hear the blues are calling. So Niles and Fraser.
Scrambled eggs.
They're coming again. Ice is safe on both. You want to be careful with lightning on the left is bad, and fire I think will work on either side, but if you do fire on the right side, he gets upset with you, something like that.
So it's Niles and Fraser. Fraser F fire, F right. So fire's on the right.
Yeah, and then the left loves light.
And Niles would be the other one, so it's lightning.
Yeah. Niles the lightning rod for silly shenanigans.
Just one of my
Kelsey
folks,
and David Hyde.
It's one of my folks of the tracker that we have on screen. Now this is for skip, not for unlock. All they need for unlock is where in the world is Yamaro. That's it.
Yeah, we need our big Sasquatch buddy, and we can go straight to the tower. Okay. Yep. So again, nobody hard committing to no can. Personally, I agree with this kind of thing. Like, once you make a decision, don't run away from it. The way it works, especially in Worlds Collide, in my opinion, is that there's so many diverging paths. Once you go down super far down one, by the time you course correct, if the other path was the losing path or the winning path, you're just not going to get back on it in time. I mean, especially if you play against people that are very good at the game. even people taking 1 or 2 wipes on Kefka, it's not that much time lost. You know, it's like 5 to 6 minutes depending on where you wipe at. And that's typically not enough. If one of the paths takes you through floating continent, if it takes you through factory, these are all super long checks. So, you know, the walk up can without Mog, you only get the one thing, and when you get teleported down, you also don't get to check the Moogle defense. So, it is a 2.5 minute commitment just in walking, and then it's the whole sequence as well. So if you think that nothing, or if you've committed this far in where you think nothing's there, it's really not a smart play to like, you know, go to it when you have other checks that can be characters open. So nobody's absolutely doing the right thing here. It just might not end up paying off if Shadow is the only way to get to Amaro. And conversely for Glue, it's the same thing. I wouldn't bother with you know, like a verging path either until you've explored all the stuff that you found. Once you got a character that can check play, you should follow every single check that's available to you before you go and do anything, you know, back from the original party, just because you want to make sure you maximize that lead if you went there and your opponent didn't. But here we are in the technical fight. This is probably one of the fights that's the most annoying in the game. You don't have like an ultimate to just clear these guys out, and in this flag set, it should be the nerfed Ultima, which means 254 MP minimum to cast Ultima. And anything that teaches it is locked at 1x. So whether it's a Paladin Shield or an Esper. So you're not going to see that, but looks like we're going to get through on Blue side. Very nice. When you can get through with all these status effects on you, feels good. Resetting out of this fight and coming back to an RNG fest is also super feel bad. Fighting Vargas on the stage. Trying to get the kill before he Doomfists and wastes time. Oh, Amaro.
Glue over petting
Glue
the dog.
petting the dog. Not why removing it. Yeah.
He's like, ruff, 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 ruff.
And, ugh, God. Poison, there's really not much you can do about the house shaking and the Sabin check or the poison on the screen. Even with all the max visual aid stuff turned on, the game I think is just hard coded to just make that happen, and it's just miserable if you have vision issues. So you just have to kind of learn how to play through it. I would love if somebody could fix that. I would definitely buy them a coffee.
I mean,
the other thing
that's kind of baked into the game. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it has to be hard coded. I'm sure that for those of us with visual issues, like it would have been fixed, or at least be an option to get rid of by now. So sometimes you just can't do a whole lot with what's coded into the game. Like you can do things, you can make you know, a ROM hack or whatever and get rid of it. But the problem is that it's way easier to build a randomizer and have multiple people working on it by using the base version of the game, right? Yeah, so you just kind of have to deal with the hard coded things.
I mean, we do have some visual updates, though. We do have the high definition map, so the map's actually a lot clearer to see now in game. So it does there, and we're still actually making improvements to this randomizer. I mean, it's been around for what 5-6 years now, and even today we're still making improvements like shorter resopaz times and like that. So, which is the new thing this year, actually.
Yeah, fast fish is on. Yeah, there's just some things you can't fix, but you know, they're minor. All right, and yeah, I like the hard commit to the factory again here. Can is the other option, and we're probably soon gonna find out. I mean, Shadow hasn't led us to any other characters, so unfortunately, I think that this just rocket ships Nobody War into the lead here, because you got to find Numaro, and now Glue's circling back to the initial party checks. So unless he can like just fade everything that's not a character, which I'm sure he will, and make up some time, it's probably Nobody's War's race to lose now with following this natural character chain here. Ooh, there's the master. Will he multiply? We're gonna cast slow. I don't know if that's gonna hit. Oh, I wonder how a debilitator works. I wonder if you debilitate him, maybe that weakness stays permanent? Or it still might do 0 damage. Not sure. Yeah, not a whole lot of good options here.
Debilitator does override it, but I think he overrides the override after the fact. So I don't know.
Yeah, so okay, when he barriers, he overrides it maybe. Yeah. Which, if he counters Debilitator with Wall Change, that doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, there you go. Just throw Man-Eaters.
But yeah, he's still a humanoid, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here she comes. So Glue can still definitely get back in. Oh yeah, I mean Glue can still definitely get back in this, especially with this boss here. This is going to be a pain to get through. Celeste does not have over 2k HP, even with the Atlas Armlet and offering, not hitting for a whole lot of damage here. You'd like your offering user to be hitting for at least damage cap, if not more. So a grind might actually be required here. It depends on what other options Glue might have found that Nobody War maybe has not found. But it's highly unlikely Glue is going to make up time by skipping checks and coming to factory, just because we don't have Magitech, and it's the slowest thing still available. And he's already committed a ton of time to Continent, and the Continent did not pay off. And there's the reset from Nobody War. Probably, I think here, no egg, but you could go and gamble on trying to find one in various relic shops, and then maybe take a grind. Because again, 20% are yeah, here we are. Albrook, love it. Check both relic shops here, see if you can spike something lucky. I wonder if the can check's in the back of his mind though. Running into this wall of Magimaster, there is still a ruinous, terrible thing that could happen to Nobody War here where he decides, okay, let me go check can, see what it is. Oh, there's the drill. Pick that up. Pick it. Yeah. All right, so now we got some offense from our tools user. That's the best tool you can find for single target damage. Ooh, red jackets. Let's go. That's going to help a lot. Those are going to absorb a bunch of elemental damage. So this is really nice. Sometimes you can just get good armor. Everything's free. Okay, nothing good in the relic store, but the other stores definitely delivered there. But yeah, so if Nobody War unfortunately goes and checks can now before going back in. I think he's going to go back in, though. That's enough good stuff to just go straight back in, I think. But if he went to can and then saw Shadow and then followed the Shadow chain, he would lose all the time that he currently is ahead. And yeah, he's going to go back to the factory. I like it. Forza Italia. All right, Glue going to see the bad news that this was the correct way, and Floating Continent was garbage, which it usually is. Oh, yeah, he ran out of Phoenix Stops. Okay, thanks, chat, for that. That is a very good reason to bail. I wonder if Glue has found a spell that can deal with this. Glue has not searched the skies yet still, I don't think. But he definitely found some other stuff, some other espers in the continent. So when he gets to Magimaster, which it looks like is required now, because I believe nobody has exhausted all checks but can that provide characters. He may be able to deal with his Magimaster much quicker. And he might have just made up about 4 to 5 minutes here, depending on the luck in either direction.
Have we peaked Phantom Train, though?
Yeah, Glue has peaked Phantom Train. It was not a character.
And then Serpent is the only other one.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. So we haven't gone to Trench yet, but I wonder. That's interesting. Yeah, not going to Trench before going to Factory. That's a decision, I guess. Yeah,
but we need those levels.
Yeah, I think actually this would have been a perfect opportunity as well. After resetting out of Magimaster here, picking up the stuff from the shop. Taking the Trench would just make this fight even easier. But maybe nobody is worried about... here's the thing about counterplay, set play. You don't take... You decide to ignore the can check right away, and then you think, okay, well, this isn't working out. I haven't found the Yeti. This could be working out for my opponent. I don't have time to take a long check like Trench. But the thing is, Factory is also a long check, and your opponent hasn't done yet, and it's still early enough in the sea where that's usually not a threat. Typically, it's going to take around an hour, even Jet Seeds, to be finished. You can sometimes see some sub-60s, but it's pretty rare. And I don't know. We won't know what the right decision is until we see all of the results of our decision making. So hindsight and all. But yeah, the scaling's high already here on Magmaster, so tough to deal with. Hopefully Locke doesn't go down. Just keep chucking Man-Eaters at him. I wonder if Celeste is the only person that can equip the ab weapon. Well, it shouldn't matter, but with the bonus vigor, it doesn't
equip all right now, actually, because everybody can equip stuff, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter who has what stats, because of the plus 69 vigor just kind of already makes your strength kind of out of control. But yeah, getting her over the 2k HP mark will definitely help with her damage. Yeah, I know a lot of people talk about ABC and ABCD. I'm AFC, always fade continent. Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, if it's standard Atma equips, it's only 33% chance to roll. So it could, well, I mean, we might see it. I don't know. Have to look back through the flags, but okay. Water Edge here, actually I don't think does bonus damage. I think it's only ice. Yeah. But it's good enough to kill all the dudes in the front if you care about that. Casting ice, though, is just going to get it done. Ooh, that's not a good fight in the trench there. So, guy with all the sword arms zombifies, and the other homie samurai guy next to him instant deaths. So, you definitely don't want to fight that if you don't have to. Glue's probably just going to take the... I'm assuming he's going to go right-left. Yeah. So, the fastest way through is right-left. You have to do a little bit of walking on the first right, but you avoid... an extra encounter, and then the left side actually has an extra encounter in the second half, but the walk on the right side is so long that it's actually usually faster to just take this, especially when you have like 90 warp stones, and if there's a bad fight you can just warp out. Okay, that's the only issue with tracking and commentating races is when the menu goes so fast, it's tough to see like what spells are on what Esper and what stat ups are available. But looks like nobody's progressing nicely here. Really going to need this to be a character and open up more checks, or that lead might just go away right now because Glue is in the one place that nobody has not gone yet that could be fruitful. So we're actually going to see the end of Trench probably well before the end of Factory here, because we got 3 random battles, a boss battle, and then a save point, and then another boss battle for Factory to be done. And we're already on the second half left side of Trench, so we maybe have... Oh, that was the last battle. All right, so we're going to see what's in Nakia waiting for us. Could be absolutely nothing. Glue really wants to see a character here. And it's the old man! Okay, so that is potentially huge. That could swing it, the pendulum all the way back in the other direction. Unfortunately, the old man has the worst checks in the game. Because he's got 3 of them and they're all bad. They all take forever, and some of them, like Burning House, you just don't want to do ever. It might be the worst check in the game. But Glue doesn't know it, but this is actually, he needed that to be any character right there, or else he was staring down a very, very huge deficit that may not be returned to him without nobody more uncommitting to fading can. Okay, a little chocobo action. Love it.
Celebration. Chocobo.
Yep. And Celeste's checks, not all done. They could have a character. Glue doesn't know that they don't. But, you know, this is peekable, and typically characters lead to characters, so you're more likely to go check all these Strago checks first. Take a look here. Okay, noping out of this. I would assume we're going to Abbott's Rock next. Oh, maybe not. It's Abbott's Rock, Glue. Come on. Do you get this cutscene without Edgar?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, not bad then.
Yep, with Y removed, you can get rid of that guy. I forget his name.
Siegfried, right?
Siegfried,
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
Siegfried,
normally you can't get to it, but with Y removed you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that, normally you have to have Edgar to get past this, but that's good game knowledge from Glue there. took a couple seconds to think about it and then realized, oh yeah, I can peek this.
Yeah, both. I think all of Edgar's is because of the dragon's rule for Y remove. So that way you can get to the dragon in the ancient castle.
Okay, yeah. Gonna take it. Interesting. So this check, not going to be a character, but the check behind it could be. And Glue has clearly done the calculus and thinks that this is better than RNG Rock or the Burning Hoos.
You also got some Zozo if you wanted to too.
Oh right, yeah, because you can just Y remove the.
Oh wait, no. Wait, no. They already did it. Never mind.
Okay,
they did that
right
one.
now. Yeah, so the guy won't sell you the rusty without signing normally, right? But you can just Y remove the door. Is that how that works?
Yeah, you can Y remove the rusted door.
Okay.
Well, Y remove, unlock it.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so we got Uncle Ulti on Nobody War's side. This should be a formality. Chupon will show up in a second here. And Big Daddy Gaze. Uh-oh. Looks like nobody's on level 5 or 0, though, so gonna mosey on through this. Ooh, a little Darude action. But we've got the levels now. Ice 2 gonna do some work here.
Throw Gao, putting in the work.
And what do we get for our troubles? Okay, it looks like it wasn't yeah, you get the reward right before that fight, so I didn't see what it was, but I don't think it was a character because we don't have anything on track, so
I think it was dead.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So fading factory and the trench was the play all along. So that's a very interesting way the characters are set up in an arc. So we found Shadow on Can. He leads to no characters. We go through the normal character chain. We find Celeste. We have to we find Celeste. We have to fade Celeste's checks and go to Gao's other check and get Strago. That is interesting. So Gao had 2 characters. He had Celeste on the Veld behind the dried meat, and then he had Strago behind the trench. Just that's very uncommon, but it can happen. And Glue, I don't know if it was out of desperation or just trying to hard commit to not going to Celeste's checks, decided, let me do Gao's other check anyway, even though it's unlikely it's another character, and it was, and it's going to pay off for him. Because if nobody faded Trench before, it's highly unlikely he'll go to, he's already seen a character from Gao, so he's probably thinking, okay, one of the base characters probably has another character. And he's going to find out that the few checks he's left behind do not have them. When I saw these 2 players play each other before, I did notice that they don't do a lot of saving in other slots, which I'm not sure why that is, but it might just be a style of play where you just don't want to save split anything ever.
But both of them have been victims of not saving at all too. So
yeah, that's the one thing about that 5 10 that's the one thing that I'd rather save more often than not enough, because you can wipe. Ooh, 2 blank rooms in a row. See, this is RNG Rock. You hate to see it. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you're gonna hit 2 rooms with no coral in it, you may as well hit the other 4 out of the 6 with 5. Only need 2 more. Hey, Xaxes. Glue must have paid somebody off for that. All right. And behind door number RNG is... Oh, is this even randomized?
Yeah.
So hiding a little bit less dangerous in Atma, Moogle type stuff, but you definitely don't want to kill all the ads, because then that turns on his nasty stuff. And he can definitely take out a party member completely with a bunch of status effects, so should be pretty easy here, though. He's weak to fire and holy, and we can just throw stuff at him. Could throw fire skeins actually, because the little guys, one of them is each immune to a different element, so you won't kill all 4. But yeah, didn't need it.
War going for Strago now.
Yeah, so this is good. The worst thing, again, and it just kind of speaks to what I was saying earlier, if you make a hard commit to whether it's to fade something or to go for it, you should stick with it. And fading Can is going to work out tremendously for Nobody War here. He's still going to get all that time back. He's slightly behind right now, but he would be so much further behind if he decided to break his hard commit to not go to Can and picked up Shadow and then went through all Shadow's checks. He already has all the magic he needs. The gear's pretty good. So this is going to work out. And into the the content creator house we go. Everything's on fire. All right. You can fade some of these fights by walking around them. So the same principle that applies to skipping a bunch of the random enemies, or not random enemies, but the fixed enemies in the defense missions, also applies to the Opera House and the Burning House. And when you're walking towards an enemy while it's also in motion, it can't actually start an encounter with you until it's fully stopped. So you can kind of sometimes get around something by moving onto the square that it's also leaving in a very precise manner, or also just like, you know, if it moves in the right direction, you can squeeze yourself around it. And you have a slightly bigger window to do that while it's moving. You want to go for it like in between it moving, because they all move a little slower, and especially with that B dash, you have a better chance of getting through, assuming you can control your momentum. Let's see if Blue can fade any of these. Looks like no. Sometimes though, I mean, they all move in RNG, they just don't cooperate, and there's not much you can do. If you can fade like 1 to 3 flames in here, that's pretty good. Then I'd say Opera House, if you can fade 2 out of the 5, that's really, really good. Favorable RNG. If you can fade more than that in either scenario, you know, you're blessed. Go to the casino. Okay, so this one, yeah. I was hoping for it to move left or right there. If it moved left or right instead of up, he would have been able to get past that. Old man for Nobody War. He's going to see Strago, probably be disgusted, as I would be. He has a good ability too, which is even
Sword Tech with 98 vigor. I mean,
yeah. The main, so that's actually not bad. The Sword Tech is better than most abilities for Strago if he's got, you know, some way to get strength. Or if you just want to lean into, if you don't have strength, you can still lean into the Sword Tech 6, because that rolls off magic. But his main weakness is that he's slow as mud. And you don't always have a speed esper, and you especially might not have it time to get into levels to get the speed up. But with Sword Tech, you can have everybody else just act first, and then have him charging while everyone else is doing their stuff. And that sort of mitigates his biggest weakness. So, not bad, actually. The problem, though, is that are we going to be high enough level to get to Sword Tech 7? We probably definitely don't want to go high enough to get to 8 without Siam, because then you're going to have all the enemies that aren't Kefka scaling up to level 50. So I think you got to get to level 60 to get to the 8. I can't remember exactly where, but that means we're going to be doing a lot of extra checks probably to get some of those bosses that give a bit more EXP, and you don't want to overscale if you don't have to, although at this point it might actually not matter. Ooh, fire. Yeah, that's fire 3 again. Didn't see what that stat bonus was, though. Level 70. Okay, yeah. It's pretty, pretty not gonna happen. More than likely. Like we have Shoat for stage 1. Just dealing with tools on stage 2 will probably be the more likely path. If we don't find Odin or Raiden, which we might have. All right, a little fist bump here. Burning down the house. Oh, nobody, unfortunately, with the double flame Terry Tate off his linebacker action there. Didn't even get a chance to move. I mean, it is very possible that we find Cyan before we find Umaro, and we just go get Cleave. And then, I don't know if Strago's coming into the party, though. Ooh, character. Okay. If the cutscene plays, you know you have a character here on Glue's side. We're going to see what it is. Is it the man from the north? It is not. It is the worst possible. Mr. G is here to put the G in RNG. And we're about to cross a bridge. I hope you are ready to answer these questions 3. And still maybe get yeeted off into the valley of whatever that is. Destruction, despair. I can't remember.
Considering it's inside of a beast, I would say it's intestine.
Yeah. Convenient though, we get the menu there to switch all the characters out of the party, so this is not bad. Save a little bit of time on not having to go back up to the ship. And if I'm not mistaken, this has to be another character because this is Gogo's. Gogo only has the one check, and we have exhausted all other character checks. So this is actually not as bad as it feels. The problem is you have to deal with a lot of RNG, like I just mentioned, and unlike in a lot of other non-Final Fantasy randomizers, and most of the Final Fantasy randomizers, and definitely this one, RNG is not symmetrical. You know, if you go to play like Zelda 3 or something and you fight Aghanim, they have it coded up to where he throws the same amount of blue balls in the sea no matter who plays it. Not so in this game. So when we get down to the bridge there, if the gentlemen on the bridge do not want to comply and move to the left or right to give us enough space to get by, they just don't have to. It's a complete coin flip on whether they're going to move to the left, move to the right, or just, you know, and they could go back and forth in place and just never let you by. And there's no guarantee that your opponent has to deal with the same shenanigans. They could just rocket themselves right through. So let's see what kind of RNG Glue's going to get here. Yeah, definitely Moogle Charm. You definitely don't want a game over right now. So you can hold A to get past this first guy. They can't actually knock you off while you're jumping. But unfortunately, we do not have the space to do that. Oh, Glue goes for it. Gets sent down into the pit. And since there's nothing in chest, doesn't even get anything to show for it. Just straight time loss. All right. Attempt number 2. Sir? Good sir? This guy. Every time I see Glue do this check, he just waltzes right through. He maybe gets knocked off once, but then like he just gets S plus tier RNG. Ooh, sick with the with the B dash there. You get to go through the whole thing. Normally you'd have to stop in the middle and take one of the crusher drops on you. But with the speed, we just leave all these fools in our dust. And can we do all the characters? Can we get all 14 characters? Let's see. All right, Terra, definitely not the character you want to see in this situation because she has tied for the most available checks with Sabin on her own. So, but Glue has a skip now with 9 characters, so that's cool. The problem is we've got 5 different places to go, and they all could be what we need. So we're gonna take the peekable one here. We are going to get that Ragnarok, which is kind of like not nothing if we go do the Welk fight, because we've already done Locke's checks, so we'll get the second reward that was passed on. I'm assuming that Glue also took the offering, because we haven't seen any Ragnarok swings, so. That's not nothing. It's a stat stick, even if you don't swing it, and with 69 extra vigor, it's really a nice weapon to have. If we get Genji gloves, we can Genji glove up with an at weapon instead of maybe offering. That'll cut some time on the animation of swinging 4 times. It'll let us single target instead of being forced random multi-target. And also the proc of Flare is elemental-less, so it's safe to do on Girl in stage 3, whereas like Santa Lumina would not be necessarily, because you could just not kill her and then heal her back to full. So something to consider there. Glue going with Zozo next. I don't love this. This is a long walk. I would have went to Welk first. But
he's actually doing Cyans.
Oh, this is Cyan. Okay, he's wire. Okay, I'm just assuming he was on the Terra check, but no, yeah, he's wire moving into Cyan.
And also, we're guaranteed skip because we need at least 8 or 9 characters to get to Yamaro. So
yeah, so both runners will have skip no matter what they do, unless there's some kind of crazy autologic wire move play here that gets nobody there with only 8 characters. But oh no, he's got 8. So yeah, Omaro is going to be his 9th, and will be guaranteed as well. All right. Maybe Glue is missing like a spell or something, and because if you save right before here, you can just reset. He'll take the Esper though. It looks like. Okay. Nobody gonna check Terra as well. PB check and ooh, didn't get the doggo skip there. Have to go to the left. One tile and then up to get that. The trigger.
Yeah, kind of hard
in
with
the middle.
B dash though.
Yeah. Gotta let go of the dash. Go left first, and then and then turn on the jets. Okay, gonna wire move this guy. All right. I don't know about why removing these guys here because yeah, the time it takes, you can see Glue did not get. Yeah, once you get into this section here, why removing one guy is probably worth it. Yeah, definitely. Especially with the B dash. Yeah, it's not an instant thing, so. All right, high-fiving again. What do we have at the top of Zozo? Okay, can we wire remove this? Yeah, because you don't get them fight until you actually hit the confirm button. Oh, there he is! Go mode, and nobody's gonna be right behind here. Let's see how many seconds we've got. I think it was about 103.37. Glue touched tomorrow, so only about 25 seconds difference. And yeah, I think we're just gonna dive right in. Both runners probably feeling like not great about their situation, so probably not gonna chance a save. Just gonna go for it. Glue taking the Yeti.
By the way, that's sorry, that's plus 80 for vigor from rewards.
Yeah. So not gonna get that Ragnarok, I guess. I thought for sure that's where they would have went, but hey, gamble on Zozo, a little bit longer of a walk, and being able to remove the. I mean, maybe they went for it because you can remove the boss. I believe the you can't remove the boss because the sprite's not on the screen. In the Welk check, the NPC just runs, shoves you back, and then initiates the fight for you. So. Ooh, nobody were gonna go to the Coliseum, pick up some elemental shields. This could be big, but he's gonna need Glue to stumble. No way around it. Yeah, not. Also, another quirk or not setting of the Atmos series is that you only have a percentage of the Coliseum result knowledge, whereas in Moogle Cup, if you're upgrading yourself from playing that, you would have full knowledge. So you don't get to see everything. You can still gamble it, but some of your rewards are unknown. So that Thunder Shield will be very nice if we don't have... we have Doom on somebody, I believe. Because I saw Doom get cast on against Inferno on Nobody War's side. I don't know if Glue has it, though. But the Thunder Shield will be great for burning tools down. And if you don't need it for tools, you can always throw it on Kefka. But Kefka's probably going to be a 2-Atma attack, I think, and Dunsky's.
Is Glue double running? Because they have skip.
Yeah, not sure what this play is for.
Yeah, he's double running.
Okay. So there's something that he doesn't like about his setup, I guess. Or he's just hard committed to doing this. I've seen him do all sorts of zany challenge stuff before. I've seen him in a 4-way race commit to not opening any chests, in other games and stuff like that. So. All right, so just like that, the tables have turned. And as long as we don't hit any whammies here in the end, Nobody War is going to be getting in the fight first. I can't think of any completely awful boss that we haven't seen. We've seen Goddess, we've seen Doomgaze, we've seen Magimaster. Those are probably the worst. And then on the tier 2 of crap, we've already seen Inferno. We haven't seen either of the other 2 statues, but those shouldn't be a problem at this point. We've seen Tentacles. Trying to think of something else that could give us trouble. Don't think there's... I mean, no, even the Blue Dragon is not going to have enough damage to AoE the party down before we can take care of him, so... Okay, now we're using extra save slots now that we're in the tower here. Okay, what's in the Guardian spots? Ooh, Rexel. This should be pretty free here. Ice 2 will make short work, throwing some stuff. Ooh, does anybody in this party have... Oh, Celeste probably has it. Or, you know, you could just throw. I mean, if you're going to kill in 2 throws, the animation is slower. You might not kill, so...
Celeste has offering, didn't want to hit the other things.
Yeah, if she's still got the offering on, or... she might not have Ice 2. He might have hard committed to fighting with her. And just went straight for a stat up Esper. Pretty common play. Also, if you know you can kill it in 2 really fastly animated actions like throw, you just let the time tick over to take a second turn with the same character. No validation chest? Boo! I mean, we know it's empty, but... Oh, another Doomgaze. Hello. How are you doing? Thankfully, nobody on a level multiple of 5 or 10, so we will deal with this guy with ease. Looks like we're hitting for about 13k there with the ammo weapon offering. That's going to be nice for later. That's what you want. All right. I mean, Glue, despite running through the tower instead of taking the skip, still right here. Only about 1 boss behind. The unfortunate thing for his situation is that Nobody War is not lacking any kind of critical Kefka fight material. Like, it's got everything. So I know somebody has Doom on his side because I saw it get cast against Inferno on one of the arms, and that was the only thing that we thought we might be missing was the instant death for phase 2. But it's still within an RNG's throw. I mean, instant death can miss. We don't have perfect instant death. We never found an air anchor, and we don't have cleave, so you can always just miss 3 or 4 Doom casts in a row, and the fight can go sideways on either stage 1 or 2. I'm not going to go sideways on stage 1 because of the Show Esper, but we'll see how Nobody War sets up his endgame party here. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty much the same as what he was running around with before. Atlas Armors don't stack. Yep. Switch that out for a running shoes. Nice. Earrings do stack, and the magic half of hero rings do. Ooh. Red Dragon. Little Quasar Lore. That's a spell you don't get to see very often. Gonna mimic it? Oh, nice too, yeah. Way shorter animation, and it can hit that weakness. Oh, we are going to mimic it. Okay. Alright, so Glue's going to close a little bit of a gap here because Ultra is going to be a pushover, but still not really technically gaining any time. It's going to have to deal with this Red Dragon as well. He could maybe gain time depending on what party members he put over there. He has some high magic user party members over there with this Ice 2. These Ice 2s are definitely not hitting for as much as you'd hope. Okay, nobody dies from Meteor. That's nice. That would have been bad. Yeah, unfortunately, Go-Go does not get the benefit of a lot of the best gear, nor any kind of stat ups from Espers. And we didn't. I wonder, are rods banned? Because free rods when cheap rods are not on kind of defeats the purpose. So I'm wondering if rods in shops are not allowed. They're probably turned off. Super balls are definitely turned off because of the Atmos setting. We did get a rod from an enemy. You can still get them out of the Coliseum. They're just, I think they're off in shops. In this particular living seed. Okay, so how are we going to set up this final party here? Okay, so we have Shoat Golem.
Yeah, no rods in the shop.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be silly to have expensive rods on, but then have them cost 0. Yeah, solo throw go through against on lane 3 there. I mean, that's impressive. That could have went very, very, very wrong. Got out there just to basically be the Phoenix Downer. Okay, so... It is time to guess our boss timings. So I'll just say right now, I think nobody's got the stuff. Probably gonna be able to get sub 7.5, maybe close to 7 on the dot. I'll say like 7:14. But yeah, let's talk through the bosses. Oh, we have perfect instant death, or well, not perfect, but we have Raiden there for stage 2. That's nice. So we got the long arm, the short arm, and the head here on the first guy. You want to kill that arm to the left. That is the long arm, because you can see the whole arm. That is weak to instant death, so we're going to throw instant death at that. It's also weak to petrify, so we can throw the Shoat Summon at that. The head is weak to fire. You want to kill that second. And the reason you want to kill them in that order is that if you don't, they both have a nasty counterattack that you don't want to deal with. Whereas the short arm there, the little fist, that all it does is physical attack you, and when it dies, it just counters you with a physical attack, and sometimes it doesn't counter with anything at all. So definitely want to kill him in that order. It does have a little bit less HP, though, so you have to be careful to not AoE splash it. Which Celeste might do here. Okay, we're safe. Oh yeah, but you still have to be careful because when a character's in the front row like that, they're not taking half damage, and the counterattack from the short arm can still easily kill your physical user, especially if they don't have good armor. The only problem that we will face here is that we can only use our summons once per battle in the Atmos series, whereas you can use them as much as you want per battle in Moogle Cup. So if we blow that golem now, we will not have it for skip later. So we just kind of have to make sure that we have our characters up, go ahead and let Locke or somebody in the back row get the kill here as opposed to Celeste, and make sure they survive the counterattack. I don't think she'd die from 4,200 HP, but also with the Atma weapon, you want to keep as full of HP as possible, because the lower your HP is with Atma weapon, the lower the percentage of the damage will be in the algorithm that uses it to calculate. It's the inverse of the Valiant Knife. So through stage 1 there, pretty clean. Glue trucking along. Pretty close, probably a minute behind, I'd say. Similar setup, but taking the Yeti as he would. Gotta give him the respect for that. But now we're going to go up to phase 2 here. We've got 4 enemies. We've got Tiger on the bottom right here. Weak to ice, does all sorts of nasty stuff. Definitely want to kill him first. We got Tools, that little set of machinery in the middle. Also weak to instant death, but not petrified, so we need to cast Raiden. We have Magic on the left, Mutable, which is great. We have the Mute spell, and we also have the Siren Esper. So you mute her first. She'll cast like 1 magic spell, and then that's it. Still will counter at the end, but not too big of a deal. That's manageable. And then on the right there, the blue guy, we have Hit. All he'll do is physically attack you. His counter, though, is he attacks 10 times in a row. So it's a little bit more risky with somebody in the front row. There's a few ways to get around that, though. We can just probably vanish up our throwers, and we can potentially just cast Vanish on Celeste if we have the Vanish spell. Or we can just life 3 Celeste and just make sure that she survives that way. So, questionable who we're going to take last. It's going to be Magic, or Hit. It depends on what we have to deal with what. Usually you want to take Hit last, just because the 10 hit is way more manageable than getting quartered and dispelled, which is what Magic does to you on death. So, but it could go either way here, because ooh, that's not good. That's one of the reasons you want to get Tiger and Tools down. They have a bunch of nasty attacks, and now Sabin is zombified. And he's going to, thankfully, not cast fire on anybody in the party, but now that we're over-queued on actions here, he's going to take another random action that could be big trouble. And this is a spot where Blue could definitely close the distance. Depending on what happens here, gotta get this Revivify off. What's Sabin going to do? Okay, very, very nice, Sabin. Not attacking his own party members, which you can do when you're zombied. Getting somebody zombied and then having them cast Ultima on you is a classic Worlds Collide action. Oh, Lamar over there muddled. Let's watch out for that. Has a couple attacks that ignore defense, so that could also spell nasty. Might want to attack him with one of the... Okay. Regular attack's good. So the Poison, unfortunately, does not overwrite Muddle. Some status effects will. But should be relatively safe. Remember, we picked up Megalixirs in the beginning, and yeah, you see one coming out from Nobody War side here, so... somebody might just be in the Chemist roll on each party. Getting a little lag there, but looks like Amazon has sorted it out. Ooh, Lock actually blocks the quarter. That's interesting. And then it misses. So only Scepter takes the 3/4 HP reduction. That's we don't really care about his HP. That's fine. And yeah, nice way to end it there. Taking hit first, making sure we get everybody back up. Magic can't actually kill any of your party members with their counter if she's muted, so. And then if we needed to, we could just Mega Elixir as our first action on stage 3 to get Celeste back to full health. So now in stage 3, we've got Girl in the back, Sleep in the front. And Girl is immune to all of the elements, and Sleep is not immune to any of them. However, at 3/4 HP or 10,000 HP left, Sleep will hit you with a physical instant death attack called Calmness. And you can hit the same character twice, or you can hit multiple characters twice, or you can hit just once. But that's guaranteed to happen. So what we want to do is we want to kill Girl in the back so she can't heal anymore. And then we want to have some way to evade the Calmness attack. And also some way to break the damage cap so that we make sure we don't get any of the other nasty attacks that unlock when Sleep gets all the way down to 1/4 HP. So there's a couple things he can do. He'll start videoing you, which is Elementalist, and it can miss, but it's not reliable. And then he can also cast Train, which does all sorts of terrible stuff to you. The main one, Blinding, which does work. Normally in the old original versions of the game, it's just bugged and doesn't work, but a lot of that stuff is fixed in the randomizer. So, Dark Status works. Evade, it works correctly, as opposed to Magic Evade, covering for both of those stats. And there's a nice set of goggles to everybody, but if there's a sniper sight on, or the weapon can't miss, the Dark Status still does nothing, so. Alright, Setzer didn't get bothered to life 3 there, but he's not really important to what we're doing at the end here. No big deal. And Celeste, I believe, let's see, what can miss? The ammo weapon, I think it can, but if you're wearing a sniper sight, the Dark Status doesn't. It doesn't matter, so that might be in play. I don't remember if Nobody War equipped that precisely or not, but yep, doesn't really matter who the other character is. We're just going to have probably a ammo weapon fight here, and then a throw, and then another ammo weapon fight, and that'll probably be enough. We need to do 62 HP damage here. Throw doesn't care about mischance, it's only for physical attacks, so. Okay, not hitting for as much as I thought, the ammo weapon, so we'll probably want to crack that Thunder Shield. Tough to see how much damage, didn't see how much damage that throw did, but probably close to max. Right, taking the fallen one, easy to deal with Mega Elixirs. Terra just going to take over that Chemist roll. Actually, Sabin might want to take over that Chemist roll because he's locked out of his magic. Alright, so that's another 12. So we're at about 30. That's going to be about 40 and a little extra. But yeah, now that we're charging Goner here, just going to basically queue up these two throw and attack and wait trick, and then that'll be it. And that should do it. And Nobody War with 121.45. Well played, GG's. And Glue still on stage 3 here, but right coming up right behind. Won't be too far behind. Very interesting run. Very interesting placement of stuff. We're joined in the booth by Nobody War. Nobody War, well done. GG's. How are you doing?
Thank you. Great.
So,
fantastic.
So I gotta ask, did you make a conscious decision to not check can from the start? Was that a complete fade, or was that just something you were like, nah, this is not worth it?
What was that? Check what?
Kefka after Nars, did you hard commit to not doing that at all, or was it like you just never thought there was a good spot to check?
Yeah, that? I thought about that today. I ran the Atma toilet seed, and then I ran my official race. And in the back of my head, in both of those seeds, was like, I should have checked Kefka at Narsh. It's not something I genuinely do. I should a lot more.
Well, especially it paid off for you big time. Like this. It paid off big time for you. Yeah. It had Shadow, and Shadow had nothing behind him. So Glue went there, took Shadow, went up to floating continent, did all the Glue checks, or did all the Shadow checks, and didn't find anything. So yeah, I was curious if that was like a hard.
Celeste didn't really have anything either. So, but yeah, that's a big time thing.
Yeah, very very interesting. That Gao had 2 characters. You waited a little bit longer to do Trench. I'm assuming that's why you went with the conventional wisdom there. Kind of how Glue closed a lot of that shadow distance was went to the Trench way earlier and skipped a bunch of other stuff, and then found Strago and then kept following the character chain. Did that cross your mind? Did you think like Trench was just worse than what the original party had available after you finished up with all Celeste's stuff?
Yeah, I didn't do Trench early because I don't like those checks. It's like I kept Imperial Camp too, like for later. Those I know a lot of people like them. The checks that have those fixed encounters. But in a situation like this, when you're kind of just it's like a key item hunt. You're looking for Umaro. Kind of like to get the levels up a little bit, and then you can go back and kind of like peek some of those. I forgot to save in front of Imperial Camp, or I would have just reset out of that.
Okay.
Same for like the train. I made sure I did it there. And then even like Trench, man, I feel like if it's not a reward at the end of that, you just reset out of it. You don't waste too much time if you like Warp Stone or Smoke Bomb out all those fights.
Right. So when you found Terra, was there any specific, like, did you have a planned strategy on what Terra checks to do in what order? Obviously, you go peek the Punababa Mobilis first, but then after that, there was a few different options. One of them would have been Whelp with the Ragnarok sitting behind it. Were you confident that you had all the equipment you needed and you thought Zozo was the better look because of the wire remove situation? Or
by then,
cross your mind?
I had... Yeah. By then, when I got her, like the party was set. There was nobody was coming in. I wasn't making changes. Zozo's pretty quick, especially with Y remove. Obviously peaked Mobiliz first thing. I would have went to Narsh next and did the Whelp check if Zozo didn't work out, and then probably would have done lead after that. I wouldn't have done the free check right away.
And there looks like we're gonna have Glue. It was a little dicey there for a second, but he recovered nicely, and he's gonna finish it off with 125.50. So yeah, not too bad. Especially with all that time lost to the floating continent. I don't know if he's gonna come on in here for a little chat or not. Maybe.
Also, he had skip and never used it.
Yeah, that's true. Not sure how much time that would have lost, but. Not sure if he forgot that he had nine characters plus, or he might have just hard committed to not using it. I've seen him do crazier stuff than that before. So. Just gonna see if he's gonna jump in here real quick or not. while we're waiting on that, nobody. What do you have coming up? You mentioned you did the other races, the toilet earlier. Do you have anything else coming up in the next week or so?
No, not much. I'm gonna probably just be streaming some Rune Nation for the rest of the week, if I'm on. But other than that, yeah.
Cool.
Finally just getting settled in over here, so.
All right, Forza Italia. Glue, what's up, my man? Shadow. Ugh, you poor guy.
Saw my shadow and it was not 6 more weeks of tomorrow, I tell you what.
Yeah, unfortunate. At least you got the dog pats in though. That's always quality.
That was the important part about tonight.
Yeah, so nobody faded Kane completely, but did do a lot of the other checks. So you definitely were able to make up a lot of time by going to trench right away, or at least close to right away, and skip a lot of the other stuff like Celestis checks and everything. You really made it close at the end there. Did you consciously decide not to use your skip, or did you just forget you had it at the end?
I kind of realized it when I made the party. I was like, hey, hold on a second. I have 41 man-eaters. Everyone here can wear a man-eater. Everyone here is pretty much the same character. It doesn't matter if it's Celeste or the Terror I just found. They're pretty much doing the same thing. So I was like, you know what, let me outfit all of these. People died during the final fight, whatever. The next person's behind them. And then I was thinking, like, hey, if they're all the same party, I mean, these 4 people on the left are all the same people. They could maybe do their fight, and I'll just follow the right lane. And then I got to thinking, Go-Go has throw. He has all that bigger once we found Yamaro. What if I just let Go-Go just try to solo the island? What if it's something that's free? If not, I'll just reset. And then turns out I was Red Dragon, which is free when you have tridents to throw at an infinite amount. And then turns out you didn't have to rewarp to walk the tower twice. You had 3 parts the entire time. You just didn't know it.
Yeah. Was there anything that you were missing? Like, were there any spells? Because I think you had a little bit of different set of espers, but was there anything you were missing, like Doom or anything like that? Because you guys menu so fast, of course, it was tough to see, what everybody had. But was there anything key that you were missing, like Mute, Doom, something like that?
No, there wasn't any. It would have been cool if Mute was on the first Esper or 2, but I was absolutely not worried about Espers with Throw Lock, because Throw Lock is good enough to get through the entire seed. And there's over 60 checks in Worlds Collide. On average, we're going to do about 30. Plus, we'll maybe skip and reset out of a couple. So if we're on average, we're doing around 30 checks. The magic doesn't matter. Man-eaters and level 40 plus characters is good enough. We stumble across an Illumina or something, that is fantastic, but we never did. So it was just man-eaters, never cared about magic. And then those Atlas armlets came in huge in that the monster shop we eventually made our way to.
Right on. When you, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked nobody. Where when you found Terra and you did after you peaked MOBAs, were you 100% with Y remove always going to go to Zozo next, or did you think about potentially maybe one of the other checks instead?
It was always in the back of my mind. It's hard because you have access to Magitech Research Facility right away. You have access to Ancient Castle right away. You have access to both Zozos right away. Once we did Kefket and Arsh and there's no character in the window, that means nobody is gated behind Yamaro, so you can't cross off their check. So if you see Cyan up there, you can say, okay, I don't need the Y remove into Mountain Zozo. If you see Celeste in there, you can say I don't need to Y remove into Magitech Research Facility because Yamaro can't possibly be there. And once there was no one there, it just meant the game was everywhere. I was really worried about Phoenix Cave because I kind of you just gotta pick some things. You can't do everything. You just gotta pick some things to commit and commit to ducking them. And I picked Magitech, I picked Phoenix Cave and Opera House, and I was just committed to ducking those for as long as I could.
Well, I mean, you did really well fading everything else but Shadows, and you kept it really close as a result of that. So well played, well played. And do you have anything else going on in the next few days or next week or anything coming soon?
I'm really excited to see who hops into the waiting room next and just parks it. Let's see if they can get over 72 hours, because last time we came up just a little bit short.
Yes. I was gonna volunteer myself, but that doesn't hold the same charm as some rando.
Right on. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Are we raiding anyone or? Oh, Sarah's Rose. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm dumb. It's right in the race room. All right, so sit tight, everybody. We're gonna get that raid set up. Thanks for tuning in once again. I think we'll be back tomorrow night as well. So tune in and for more Worlds Colliding action. And what else? Anybody else got any final words, parting words?
Nope.
Always
Thank you
take
guys.
Yeti in the.
Yeah, something like that. Thank you guys. Thank you, Saberwolf, and thank you, Tony, for doing the restream tonight. And thank you, Nobody War, for racing with me this evening.
Yeah, thank you. Thank everybody.
Yeah, thanks Saber for sticking it out through losing the voice as well. I couldn't have done it without you. Appreciate you, and we won't make you talk anymore. And we're gonna get this kicked off. Take care, everyone.